Hi, my name's Keith Cooper. I'm a commercial architectural photographer, and I also do some bespoke product photography. Now this tends to be in places like factories, not in studios. So I need location lighting occasionally, not always, but occasionally. And so I'm always looking out for new light sources that I can make use of. And I'm going to have a quick look here at a light block from Sirui, and I hope I pronounced that correctly, my apologies if I didn't, but they're perhaps better known for their anamorphic lenses, widely used in video. Now, I'm not a videographer, never have claimed to be, as will be painfully obvious to some people, no doubt, when they look at my videos on YouTube, but I do need light sources. This one is a monoblock type light. It has a Bowens mount, which means that when I press the right button, the cap comes off and I have a light source. Now I'll show it in a minute actually working and how it does, but it's so bright that if I try doing this powered on, I'm going to blind myself. Has a heat sink here, has a very quiet fan. Only weighs about 700 grams. This is the dual color version, so there are two colors of LEDs here, so you can change the color temperature anything from about 3000 to 7000. I'll put the full specs for the device in the notes and also in the review notes on the Northlight Images website. So it's light, it's nice and convenient. How do I use it? Well, there's a grip if need be. Now, this is actually quite useful for when I'm trying to get inside machinery. It has a standard lighting fitting at one end, and I'll show that in a moment. You can power it in two different ways. There's a power block here. That will power it directly off the mains, and I also show this. This is a battery adapter, takes two standard batteries, not included with it, so you can actually run this off battery power as well. So you put two batteries together, it puts them in series and they just clip on top. Now I will show it when I actually show the thing in use. Now, you get with it a standard sort of reflector. Now that's good for just general use. The nice bit about it is that it's a Bowens mount, and that means there is no shortage of large softboxes and light modifiers available for it. It's a nice even light source, and it's very easy to use. It's also, and I'll show them, I can adjust obviously the brightness of it and the color temperature from the controls on the back here. I can also adjust it from a mobile phone. So if I've got a couple of these, I can set them up and I can control them remotely. I don't need to necessarily get to them every time to alter it. A fairly simple device, but often fairly simple devices are ones that work well. I'll be trying this out in some of my product photography, and also I do product photography training, teaching for companies in the UK, particularly smaller companies who want to do their own product photography. So I'm always keen for stuff like this that I can suggest to people to get. I've just got the one here for this, and that's all I'm showing in it here. Anyway, I'm now going to set this up so you can actually see it working in this lighting here. We'll see how it works. These are a couple of prints. I've just finished a big printer review, so I've just got a few prints about the place. But anyway, let's set it up and actually see it working. Right, now I've set it up on this lighting stand. It's perfectly normal lighting stand. I've got loads of these I've collected over the years. It screws to the hand grip. The hand grip has the hole in the bottom with the screw gun that fits onto the lighting stand. So I can take this off and use it if need be. Now I've got this set at quite a low level here. I'm just going to put the brightness up a little bit so we can see it. And it's got a color temperature of 3800 at the moment. So I just pop your hand in front there and you should be able to see that, yes, there is light coming out of it. Now, at lower levels, when you change the color temperature, because there are just two color LEDs, there may be a perception of the brightness changing. So if you're going to change lighting color whilst you're actually using it for something, bear in mind that the actual lighting output will change slightly depending on which particular LEDs are in use. Now that's 3000, take it to 4000. 5,000, that's daylight. Take it up to full 7,000. Now, I don't know when you'd use 7000, perhaps for filling in for shadows. On a sunny day, the light in shadows, in shadowed areas, can have quite a high colour temperature. I don't use outdoor lighting very much, so you'll know about all of this stuff. Have a look at the specs of it and see if it's what you need. But what I'm thinking is it's a nice device. I can hardly hear it. It's a very quiet fan in it as well. I've had it running for a while and it doesn't get louder. Not much heat comes out of it. It runs cool. Now, I can take the brightness. I'll just take the colour temperature back down a bit. We're down at about 3800, so we're slightly cooler lighting than in the room here. If I just take it a little bit further, it'll roughly match the LED spots that we've got in the ceiling here. Now I can take it up quite a bit brighter. It's a nice even coverage. And I can burn out that bit of the video there. Yeah, you can't see a thing there. So there we go. What else does it do? Well, it does, like a lot of electronic lighting kit, I can get it to do various effects. So it can do flashing lights, it can change colours, it can do all kinds. It can simulate the light from a TV screen or something like that. If you're looking for lighting effects and you want it for backgrounds, then there you go. It's not the sort of thing that I'd have a use for myself because I'm a stills photographer, I don't do video. But we'll just switch that off before it gives me a headache. Now, I've switched it. This is being powered off the power block here, and it runs. I'll swap it over in a moment to put the battery in because it works perfectly well off batteries as well. Now, I've only run it for about an hour on the batteries. They went down a fair bit. These batteries can take a long while to recharge. So, plan ahead if you're going to be using batteries. But if you use this sort of batteries for stuff, you'll know about this and you'll have stocks of them anyway. It's not something I use a lot. Now, I'm looking at this potentially for product photography, location photography, actually inside factories and places like that. And it's quite useful because, as I say, I do teaching as well. I teach companies in the UK how to do their own product photography. So I'm always looking out for stuff I can say, this might work for you, so it's worth a go. As I said, there is a detailed or more detailed written review as well, which has got some of the specs and the various links and things, but have a look in the notes with the video if you're curious about that. But anyway, now to see how it works with a battery. These are NPF 960 style batteries. These are about 8 amp hours a piece. The two of them just click into the adapter here. The adapter itself just drops into the top and clicks in place. If I switch this over to battery, well, there we go. We're now running off battery power. Crank the brightness up again. See, it makes no real difference whether it's running off the adapter or the batteries. Obviously, you've got the weight of the batteries if they're higher capacity batteries. They fit quite solidly. There's a click switch button here to actually release anything. Nothing's going to drop off while you're moving it about. It does change the balance somewhat, but you'd expect that with that. Now, I've just shown this here with the reflector. One of the reasons I was interested in it is because it's a Bowens fit. So it's a standard fit for adapters. So I'm going to be using this a bit more and in some of our product photography stuff and having a look at it. Now, there is one more feature. It doesn't mind being dropped on the stand either. And that is, it's controllable by app. Now, it works with Bluetooth. You have to obviously pair it and set it up. The instructions could be a bit better. I worked it out pretty quickly, but then I've got years of experience of playing around with bits of kit. So I can switch it off. We'll put that one back on again. I can have multiple items, so I can have these and I can control them all. We'll just have a look at some of the settings. Let's have it a bit brighter. I've got preset buttons, 25%, 50%. I can take the color temperature up, take brightness down, there. I've got presets, I've got the patterns, I've got all of the list of the, let's have a look. We'll have it pretending to be a candle. There we go. It's pretending to be a candle. That's what you need. It's a very simple app. It works very well. I'll switch it off. There we go. That's it done. So not something I normally look at. I've got a few bits covering lighting. I'm curious about this particular one of actually using it in my work. So I may well be producing a few more stuff connected with aspects of product photography. But anyway, hope that's been of some interest. If you're interested in lighting, have a look at the details for anything like that. And thanks to Sirui for sending me this one to have a look at. I can see some expense. I may need a few more of these.